Now we're going to start our new topic, the color cycle. In this topic, we're going to discuss about the rate of change in the color trend to understand how the colors normally change in fashion industry. As we have already discussed in our new product development module, the first step in the product development requires the selection of the color palette. Since the colors are the most important aspect of any product development, they are utilized in our production of material, textile, the dyes. So this is very essential. The colors are chosen accurately. So once you have chosen the colors, these colors get utilized in the development of the yarns and fabric manufacturing and the knit manufacturing and so on. So naturally, we expect that naturally in the fashion industry, trends change year over year, season over season. That's why we require to update our trends every season so that the consumers would buy the product. And we also expect that the rate of change of color will follow the similar pattern as the fashion trend. But it's not actually true. The colors change very gradually. Sometimes few color series remains for the very quite longer time span in our fashion industry. For example, there is a certain series of the colors that you will be finding every year, every season. They just only get updated with a fresher and new tones, new tints, new shades. So forecasters and designers and the retailers know that which color did well in the last season, and they keep on changing the color, they keep on updating the color with a fresher look. For example, if there is a blue color that performed well in this current season, that color was the best selling color, so the retailers will update that particular color in a little bit fresher look so that the consumers will not find something a shocking color, but they are ready to accept that color since they have already utilized, they have already bought those color in previous season, and they are finding that color get updated with a fresher look, so they are ready to accept the change. At the same time, they are not finding it weird to buy that particular color. But if you notice that that particular blue series colors get updated and we retain that particular series of color for quite a longer duration. The blue series color will get updated with either high chroma, you will be finding a saturated blue color, you will be finding little bit lighter blue or little bit darker blue shades of the color. Those color remains same, but they just get updated into little bit fresher update to offer to the customer. As we already know that the color forecasting is done 18 to 24 months ahead of the season, but it is important to acknowledge that these trends exist in the context of our color cycle. So as we have just discussed, the color series blue remains for a very longer time. So there is a color cycle that is connected with the blue color cycle. So the blue color cycle will be updated with a new version of the blue. There will be some addition of the new blue colors so that the consumers are ready to buy that particular color. So color trends and color palette do not exist in vacuum. They are obviously always there in the market. Sometimes they get new update. They seem to have sense of new rhythm. They normally sometimes get waxed, they get waned and forgotten, and are eventually they get rediscovered and reinvented. So the colors are always there in our color cycle, just they get reinvented and re-updated to a better version of that particular color cycle. So naturally the color cycle remains for a quite longer time. Maybe sometime they are there in the fashion industry for more than 10 years for a particular product category. Since we already know that the colors are cyclical in nature, only the nature of the color change, they get either updated to the fresher color. So it is very important that you already have the understanding of the color cycle. So whenever you are looking to develop the new color trend, whenever you are looking to forecast the colors, you need to reference previous season's color, and based on your understanding of the previous season color, you should start developing the newer one. So whenever you are looking to develop a new season's color, you should understand, you should always have the last season's color palette at the hand. And if you have no knowledge of what is exactly happening in the market sector, that will be very difficult to forecast the future colors. So you must understand which color did well in previous season and which color did not do well, which color was bad, which color was disaster, which color did little well, which color had the potential to get developed in the future, which color started to pick up in previous season, so that you can actually contribute from the previous season and put update in the current season based on the brand to brand. So the seasonal forecasts get developed based on the product, based on the understanding of the market segment, the brand identity, and the current color cycle in order to develop and offer a broad variety of fashionable color option to the customer each year, so that your customer gonna love the color, they gonna choose those color cycle, but they will have the different set of the colors, since you already understand what is the demand of the consumer based on the previous experience of the color, and those color change brand to brand. For example, in some brand that the particular color did well, since they already have the consumer base that already love that particular color. So what you need to just do is to just update those color in a little bit fresher version of the color. So suppose that there was a pink color that your brand is actually offering, so what you can do is to offer the newer version of the pink color. So you might increase the chroma of that particular pink color. Either you might make the pink little bit saturated, or you might be putting little bit shade in the pink color, so that at the end consumer know that there is a pink color that they are, at the end they know that the pink color they gonna get from that, from your brand. So once they come at your store, they have that particular pink color, but it got updated into the newer version of the pink color. Same way, if your brand is offering color cycle of the orange, so what you can do is to offer a change in orange color shades. You can offer a some newer version of orange. You can update the previous orange color to the newer version by adding more saturation or putting a little bit more deeper version of the orange color. So this is how you can actually work on your color cycle. So now let's look into the example of denim industry. So we already know that the blue denim jeans are favorite for many years for many people. It's favorite irrespective of even gender, even in women, men, or kids market. So this is the perfect example why few colors remain consistent, remain popular for a longer period of the time. So denim industry started out of the anti-establishment, and they became popular even after the fashion movement from hippies to grunge to hip hop and designer fashion. It is still popular even more than 100 years of the evolution of this denim fashion. Now, if you look back 10 year or 15 year or 20 years back, you will be finding the blue jeans, the black jeans were always there, and still you will find they are hardly changed. Still, we are getting the same blue color with little update to their fashion style, their new emerging silhouettes, but the overall blue colors are still same. So according to Annette Lynch and Mitchell Strauss, they talked about few colors remain popular even after the century. So denim industry is having the same phenomena. The blue color and the black color are even consistent even after more than 100 years of their history. So the indigo denim blue jeans cycle began in 1950 and they still continuing even after 60 to 80 years of their fashion cycle. So you must consider the fashion cycle based on product category as well. For few product category, the color cycles change very gradually, and for few product category, you will finding the colors cycle are changing very faster rate. So now let's look into the Brenner's model of the color cycle to further understand how this cycle actually works. So now let's look into the Brenner color cycle. Brenner proposed a theory that the colors repeat itself after a certain period of the time. According to him, color trend appears to be in and out and they get accepted and they get removed from the marketplace, and those colors represent the specific mood of a decade. So based on the Brandon, each color has four, each color phase, each color cycle has 4 years, and then after 4 years, the new color cycle starts. So according to him, the overall cycle completes in 15 to 25 years. For example, if you look in this figure, if we start with the multicolored color cycle, then after 4 years, we will witness the subdued color, and then again after 4 years, we're going to witness the high chroma, and then we're going to witness the purple phase, and then a chromatic color phase, and after a chromatic, we're going to witness the earth tone. So this is a sixth phase of the color cycle. So here you're gonna find six color cycle in Brennan's color cycle model. So overall the color cycle lasts for 15 to 25 years. And when he proposed this color cycle model, at that time they used to have only two seasons, the autumn winter and the spring summer season. So naturally this color cycle used to work for the specific condition when there is only two color season. But when we talk about the fast fashion industry, there is a demand for more seasons. This could not work, this could not be valid to apply in the fast fashion industry. So for that reason, we need to work on different model of color forecasting that we're gonna discuss in later chapters. But over here, you need to understand if you are working only for a two seasons per year, this color cycle will work perfectly. So let's look into one of the example during the time when people were afraid after the 9/11. So let's look one of the example of the Brennan's color model. The color is mood of the time, but not for the bad mood. So because of the 9/11, designers were anxious to erase the negativity and fear from the consumer. So to forecast the black or the little bit earthy color is not a good idea at that time. Since the people were already feeling bad, the situation was little bit frightening. As a designer, as a brand, you need to evoke consumers' desire for happiness, the desire for hopefulness. So in that case, you need to put the bright tones. So in 2000, there was a surge of brights which would align with the high chroma phase of Branner's model. At the same time, the BTCG, the British Textile Group, were predicting mainly subdued greens, blues, naturals, and wood tone lilac and pinks, and a monochromatic palette, all running in parallel with so many colors options presented by the forecaster. It is clear that many color groups identified in Banner's model run in parallel. So the BTCG colors were also running in parallel as well as the colors based on the Brenner's color cycle model. So, but it is very important to understand that the only color that will sell better that connect the consumer's emotion. At that time, the successful color was connected to the mostly bright or nostalgic rather than muted or gray tones. So this is all about the Brennan's color model. Now let's look into some graphs to understand how this color cycle works. So as you can see here, we have the color cycle connected to yellow, orange, purple and red. And the solid lines are related to the home furnishing colors, and then the April colors are represented with the dotted lines. So if we look carefully for the April industry, you could see in 1972, the mouse pointed over there, you will find there was a rise of this yellow color. And then after 1972, you could observe there was again, after 5 years, this color reappeared and gained the popularity. And then again after 1980, it again started to get the popularity, and again 1984. So you can observe after 5 to 6 years, the yellow colors is getting popular, and again it's getting diminished, and again it's getting popular. So it's following the sine curve, it's following the bell curve of color cycle. Now let's look into the orange color chart. Here you could see this is the home furnishing with the solid line. Again April are represented with the dotted line. So if you look into the April in 1973, you will find the yellow, you will find the orange color were quite popular. And then again from 1975, the yellow colors were very consistently popular for a 2 to 3 years. Then again there was a dip, and again after 1977, in 1980, again yellow color started to get popular. And they were in from 1981 to 1986, the yellow color popularity got diminished, it got removed from the marketplace. And again after 1987, the yellow the orange color started to get popular. So you need to understand the colors appear and reappear, they get updated into different color tones, different chroma. They might get saturated, and then they might get into little brighter version as well. And if we look into the purple phase for the apparel industry, as you could see over here from 1970 to 1973, there was a 15% popularity of the purple, and then it started to decline, and again it started to grow, and again it kept growing, and the growth was always above the 15%, as you could see over here. So if we look into the overall assortment, there were more than 10% purple colors were present. And then in 1987, this color got diminished, and there were no color in the marketplace, and again it started to get the popularity. But if we talk about the home furnishing, this color is very less popular in the home furnishing industry. So the colors work industry wise very differently. So you need to, whenever you are looking to forecast for a industry base, for a different industry, you need to focus on the colors differently. So this is how the color cycle works. So you could look into the color cycle of different color as well. For example, if you want to look for the blue color cycle from 1969 to 2009, here the dotted line again for the April. So blue colors are always there, they never declined, but only in 1999 we found them declining. But leaving 1999, in most of the time they were always in demand. But when we talk about the home furnishing industry, their demands are always there, they were having a consistent demand. So you can observe this graph to understand how the color cycle works. So this is how you need to work on the color cycle, and you could start working on your color cycle model. But what you need to understand, you need to have the previous season's color report to understand which color did well, which color did not well, and based on that you could start to work on your color cycle. So next we're gonna look into the seasonal change to individual color trend.